Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you're new here. My name is Ivy, and today we are going to be picking our March TBR with a TBR jar. I used to not do a monthly TBR, but I think I really want to start doing one, mainly just because I want to put it in my reading journal. But we are going to be picking my March TBR with my little TBR jar here. This is just like a little jar that I thrifted, and I thought it was so cute and like fun for March because of like the flowers. It's like giving spring, and there's like a little bit of green on it, but I will say like my hand doesn't fit in here great, so it is a little hard to pick out the prompts. The other thing I wanted to say about my TBR jar is I have 3 different color prompts in here. I have white prompts that are just like regular TBR jar prompts. Then I have just a couple yellow prompts, which are specifically like spring themed. And then just because March is like a fun month with St. Patty's Day, I also did a couple of green prompts that are like specifically March themed. I honestly don't really know what I'm feeling for this month. I feel like I was kind of feeling like silly, goofy reads. Now I really don't know what I'm in the mood for. I have been in such a reading mood lately, but like nothing is hitting the way that I want it to hit. So like I don't know if I should pick reads that I think are going to be 5 stars. I honestly really don't know. I also made this little graphic for March for books that are like on my radar in other ways that aren't necessarily on my physical TBR. Lottie Smalley does this, and I think that it is so smart. For audiobooks, I have How to Kill a Guy in 10 Days, Margot's Got Money Troubles, Deacon King Kong, Dial A for Aunties, and The Song of Achilles. And on my Kindle, I have Picking Daisies on Sunday, Butterfly, The Deal, and Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. On Libby, see, I knew I made this too early because I've already read some of these. On Libby, I have Give Me Butterflies Tuesdays with Morrison and Nobody's Girl. I've actually already read Nobody's Girl, so we can take that off. And then on NetGalley, I have No Place Like You, Anderson and Bloom, and The Best Worst Thing. So we can obviously pick any of those. And then as you can see, my bookshelf is not really a bookshelf. It's an old TV stand. The top half that you guys cannot see is all books that I have read. And then the bottom half that you guys can see, that is very filled, is all books that I have not read. So this is like what we will be picking from. I know it's so much more fun to have like a TBR cart because then you can like really see books just like I can. And like I love when I see comments of people being like, oh, you could have picked like this for this prompt, but I fear I just like don't have another setup currently, and I don't really do like seasonal TBRs. So let me know, like, would you guys rather me do a seasonal TBR so you guys can like see the books that I'm picking from? I mean, you can see these, but like not really. I think we're gonna pick 6 prompts and try to at least pick like a couple spring and like maybe like 1 or 2 of the March prompts. This jar was like not maybe the smartest thing for me to do because my hand does not fit in it. So the first prompt we have is use a random letter generator and choose a book that starts with that letter. Okay, fun stuff. Let me go get my phone. Okay, random letter generator. Fun. Oh my god, it's even green. Let's spin it. S. Okay. So we need to pick a book that starts with S. I am gonna have to like turn around a bit here. I'm on like a little stool. Okay. So right off the bat, I should get a mic because I'm sure when I turn around, like, you guys cannot hear me. Right off the bat, I'm seeing Sirens and Muses, Sula by Toni Morrison. I think that one might be just like, I don't really quite know if Sula is dark, but the only other book I've read by her is Beloved, and I do feel like that one was a little bit dark, and I just don't think I want to do like a dark book this month. We could also do songs in Ursa Major. I have tried to read this one before, and I just like couldn't get into it. Let's see what's over here. Oh, 7 Days in June. We could do 7 Days in June. I feel like it's a little out of the season, but I have had it for a long time, so that's an option. I don't think I'm gonna grab it just because it's kind of, oh, that's kind of fun. I also have Saturday Night at the Late Night Supper Club. I don't really know what that one's about. I think it's about like Saving a Restaurant. Okay, it looks like we don't really have any romances that start with S. Okay, are we counting the as like that's what the title starts with? I mean, probably yes, right? Because I do have The Sunset Years of Agnes Sharp, and I do really want to read that, but I just feel like that does not start with S technically. Okay, it doesn't look like anything on our digital TBR could work for this prompt. I think I'm gonna nix these two, honestly, right away, just because I fear if I put them on the TBR, I like know I wouldn't read them. So I think I either want to do Shatter Me or Saturday Night at the Late Night Supper Club. I actually think I want to do Shatter Me. I try not to do like a ton of fantasy series at once, and I am currently reading like the Cassandra Clare universe. So I don't know if it's like the smartest idea to start another big YA romance series, but I don't know, like I've had this for a long time. I think I'm gonna pick Shatter Me. So for a book that starts with S, Shatter Me. Let's pick our second book. I'm really trying to like find some like spring, like get the spring prompts without having to like look. I mean, they're all folded. I can't see what they say, but a book with a person on the cover. Oh, okay. This one I feel like is fairly easy. A book with a person on the cover. I have not read Clockwork Angel yet, but I'm really hoping to finish this before February is over. We have like a week left of February. So is it too ambitious to put on Clockwork Prince, even though I haven't read Clockwork Angel? I think no. I think I'll get to Clockwork Angel, and then we'll put Clockwork Prince for a book with a person on the cover on the TBR. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and, can you guys see in here? Oh yeah, you definitely can. Obviously I can't see what the prompts say, but I do think I'm gonna go in here and like peek and pick a spring prompt. A book on your spring TBR. Okay, I do want to film a spring TBR video. I just don't think it's going to be out before this one. I do have a list on my phone though, so let's consult the list. Okay, so my spring TBR, I have The Dead Romantics, Better Than the Movies, Under the Whispering Door, Anne of Green Gables, Song of Achilles, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels. Okay, I feel like I have two on this list that are like higher than the rest in my brain, at least right now. And those two are Tress of the Emerald Sea and The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels. I have no idea if either of these books are very springy. I just really want to read them and get to them. I think I would honestly love to get both of these onto the TBR if I'm being totally honest, but I think I'm gonna go with The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels, just because like I have really been eyeing this up the past couple of days. I also think like obviously this is very different than Bridgerton, but I also just think with the second part of Bridgerton coming out, it would be fun to read something like in England and like high society. I think this is like Victorian era, so it's quite a bit later than Bridgerton, but I think we're gonna go with this one for a book on my spring TBR. Should we pick a March book? I have 3 March prompts, so I think I'm actually gonna dig them out since this jar is not conducive. I fear this will not be my spring TBR jar because it is just not conducive. I have 3 March books. I'm just gonna close my eyes and one, we'll see what it is. I feel like I know what this one is. I actually have no idea. Okay, a fantasy book. So I could pick Tress of the Emerald Sea. I could honestly pick anything. This is quite the broad prompt for March. I think I was originally gonna do cozy fantasy, but then I realized I don't really have a ton of cozy fantasy. Fable by Adrienne Young I feel like is like a perfect March pick. 1 is called Fable, 2 it's about pirates. Like I just feel like it gives like magical and like stuff like that, but I just don't know if I want again to like start another series. I also have a ton of fantasy so far in the TBR. That's like all we have. I think we should either do, I mean, I realistically could do Clockwork Princess too. I don't think I'm going to. I just feel like that's kind of like a cop-out. I think we should either do Tress of the Emerald Sea or Fable. I mean, this is only a duology. I just feel like I already have 2 other series on my TBR. Would this be like the smartest thing in the world for me to pick? And I was saying that I wanted to read this one. I think this one is like Princess Bride vibes, and then this one I think the girl is like sold to pirates or something. Oh no, she's a daughter of a pirate. Okay, she's not sold to the pirates. She's a daughter of a pirate. I don't know. Which one should we pick? I wish you guys could tell me, like, which one to pick. I also was not keeping track of how many we have. We have 4. So this is our 4th prompt. So we have 2 more. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Can you guys tell me which one to pick? I really have no idea. I think we're gonna go Trust of the Emerald Sea. I feel like we have to. It's green. I already said I wanted to read it. Let's go Trust of the Emerald Sea. Fable, we will pick you another month. Okay. Prompt number 5. A book you bought from an independent bookstore. Okay. When I picked this, I'm not entirely sure how I thought my memory was that good. I mean, I do have a good memory. Oh my gosh. Literally the first book I looked at, I know I bought from an independent bookstore because it's the independent bookstore exclusive edition. It's Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. Okay, I'm honestly not really seeing anything that piques my interest other than this one. So I think we should just go with this one. I know that's kind of boring because it was the only one that I even considered, but I think we should just go with Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood because that's what I want to go with and we don't have any romance. So Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. This is our last prompt, you guys. I think we're just gonna randomly pick a prompt. I thought about trying to do like at least 2 spring prompts per each month of spring, but honestly, if we had a couple more spring prompts other months, I feel like that's okay because I feel like March is like the least, you know, springy. It's still winter. Oh, look what we got, a spring prompt. Okay, this prompt I actually think is so good. It's a book with a nature element on the cover or in the title. So rain, sea, wind, etc. I could have picked, or do we all know what I'm thinking? I could have picked Trust of the Emerald Sea because that is indeed a nature element. But let's look at what else we have. Okay, so immediately I saw Peach Blossom Spring, which that one's like a triple whammy because it's peach is a nature element, blossom is a nature element, and spring is a nature element. And then I have the Beach Trap and Beach Read. I don't think I want to read a beachy book right now, so I think we should pivot and look at some covers because it says a book with a nature element on the title or in the cover. I feel like we should pivot and look at covers. I don't have a ton of flowers romances, so we could, this is like really bright, can you guys see that? Oh, there we go. We could do Lease on Love by Fallon Ballard. We could do Anderson and Bloom because that's, or Give Me Butterflies, or No Place Like You. I think I'm really gonna try to read Give Me Butterflies before February is up. So I think that I'm gonna pick No Place Like You for a nature element on the cover in the title. Obviously, it's not in the title, it's on the cover, but there's some tulips, it looks like there's an animal, and lots of like grass and trees. So we're gonna do No Place Like You for a book with a spring element, or with a nature element on the cover or in the title. Okay, you guys, let's recap the February TBR. I feel like we have a really good TBR this month. I feel like it's really, really good. I'm excited. So for the first prompt, we got use a random letter generator and pick a book that starts with that letter. We used a random letter generator and got S and picked Shatter Me. Our next prompt was a prompt with person on the cover and we picked Clockwork Prince. Then we got a book on your spring TBR and we picked The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. A fantasy book and we picked Trust of the Emerald Sea. A book you bought at an independent bookstore, we picked Not in Love. And then a book with a nature element in the title or the cover and we picked No Place Like You. I feel like this is a really good TBR that I'm very, very excited about. So I am so excited for this TBR, you guys. I feel like we picked such a good one. But yeah, that's everything that I have for this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.